Okay, fifth graders. This is a video based on our next project, which is using a story template to share information about the research that you did on states of matter. So we're going to be working down in Pages. You'll go ahead and click on that. And you'll come over to Books. And you can see we have all sorts of different templates. And when your teacher gives you a project, I would encourage you to take a look at the different options you have. Maybe you could present it in a little different way. We're going to use this story template for today's project, so we're going to click on that and hit choose. And when this comes up, you can see that we start with 4 pages, which is what we need. We have a title page and then 3 additional pages. Just like before, when we do this, we're going to go ahead and click. We do not want to hit delete. If we hit delete, it will delete the box, and then we lose the formatting. And if that happens, you can go up to edit undo, and that will allow you to undo it, but just try not to do it. It makes it so much easier. So just click, and all you need to do is start typing over it, and it will replace with what is there with what you're typing. So I might call this states of matter. And then obviously down here, this is where your name is going to go. So you would put your name in like this. Okay. And then you have your image here. So to get an image, you're going to go ahead and go to Google Chrome, go to online websites, come down here to student search engines, and go down to Kittl. Once you're at Kittl, you could go to images, and I might search states of matter and see what we get. When I find an image that I like that is going to work for me, I could go ahead, let's say I want this one right here. I'm going to go ahead and control click on it. That's my right click, so it's a control click. And then I want to save the image to the desktop. So save image as. And again, I don't necessarily need to name it. I can, but I don't have to. I can save it to the desktop and hit save. Then I'm going to minimize this so that it gets out of the way. And now I am up on my picture here. Obviously, if I'm talking about states of matter, this picture does not work. So I'm going to click on the picture, go up to Format, go to Image, and I want to replace it. I do not want a lion. So Replace. It's going to ask me where am I replacing it from. I'm replacing it from the desktop, this image, and I can hit Open. We talked about that sometimes you need to hit Edit Mask. That allows you to change the size of it to make sure it all fits in the area that you're looking for. And you could hit done. Then, once you do that, we also set in the directions that you need to cite where you got your pictures from. This is not something I created. It's something I pulled from the internet that I am using. So I need to cite that source. So I'm going to come back to the internet. I'm going to click on this. And once I click on it, it will give me the web address. I can highlight that web address. To copy, I'm going to hit Command C on my keyboard. So highlight it, Command C. Then I can come in here. Now, you can see I don't have a real strong spot here to put this. So I'm going to insert a text box. That is something that is relatively new. We didn't do that on our newsletter project. But you can always insert a text box into your document by going right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click. It will always put it in the middle. I can drag it out of the way. I might type in here image by, and then I'm going to Command V to paste it. Now this is looking rather large. I don't want it as large, so I'm going to highlight this text, go up to Format, and here under Text, right here, I could go ahead and change this to be smaller. I also would prefer to have it down here at the bottom, so I might change where it is in the text box so that For me, I like it being right on this line. I think that looks nice. And so I can change where I have that. And so now this first page I would consider done. Moving on to the second page, I have my page layout here. Again, I can click on this and I can type in my topic. This time I'm not going to use this, so I can actually delete that. I don't need it. And it said that we need to have a minimum of 2 sentences. Can you write more? Of course, yes, that is just fine. You could use your textbook, you could use your the BrainPop videos, or you could use the worksheet. However, all of those things, we want to make sure that we are not copying. You know, the worksheet was taken directly from BrainPop. So if we copy that, we're essentially copying from BrainPop. And we don't want to do that. That's called plagiarism. So we want to put this in our own words. So I would encourage you to read the textbook or read your worksheet, then set it off to the side and think about what did you learn about this given topic without looking at your worksheet. That will kind of force you to put this in your own words. So I might say something like, liquids take the shape of the container they are in. If they are in a round container, then they will be round. Milk is an example of a liquid. Okay, so you could say I have 3 sentences here. And so, again, you need to have a minimum of 2, but you could certainly write more. Then you would want to come up and you'd want to get a picture. And then you'd want to cite that source, just like we did on the first slide. Okay, for this one, I might cite my source for my image right up here. And that's just fine. Let's go on to the next page. The third page looks like this. Now, when I look at this, you can see all I see is a spot for a picture. I don't see anything else. And while I could add text boxes, I want to keep some of the formatting. And so when you want to change the layout, you simply click on the page. Make sure you're not clicked on the picture, because if you click on the picture, that changes what is over here. I want to just be clicked on the page. Then you can see it says page layout, change master. I can click on that. And here are all the different layouts that this template allows for. So since I need to do some writing, this is really not the best option. Okay, it'd be much better to choose maybe something like this or something like this. Okay, I'm going to choose this one. And so now I could come in and just like before, I could type in my next topic, type in my sentences. You can see I don't have a ton of room here though for 2 sentences. So I might need to make this box bigger. I also might want to make this text smaller. And that's okay. You can make the text smaller. Right now it's situated at the bottom. I might want to situate that up at the top. And now I could go ahead and type. You can see here I would need 3 pictures, and that's fine too. You can have as many pictures as you want. You just have to have at least 1 on every page of your story. Our last page, the template looks like this. Okay, and so you could certainly keep this. If you want to change it, you certainly could. And so we are using this template here, the story template, to share information that we learned about the different states of matter. At the end, you'll want to save it. To save it, you come up to this center section where it says Untitled. We want to give it a title, so States of Matter Story Book. And you want to call it something that you will recognize. So whatever that is, you don't want to call it just like Document 1 or Untitled. You want to give it a title so that when you go back to it the next time and it's on your flash drive, you know what you're calling it. We're going to save it to the desktop, so then we just hit return. That will change the title up at the top. I can then hit the X. Once I hit the X, that States of Matter Storybook will show up right here. And then here's my flash drive. I'll simply want to drag it into my flash drive like so. And then this can be dragged down to the trash can. You will have additional class periods to work on this, so it does not need to get done today. If you have questions, please let me know. In the upcoming class periods, we'll talk about some extra formatting that you can do that is not required, but things that can put a little extra twist on your projects. So we'll go through those next class. I hope this is helpful. Have a great day.